Again. Appreciate you guys for your time. Sorry about that. We had like a Wi-Fi connection um, discrepancy, if you can call it. That was like kind of annoying, but it's all right. We're back. So I was gonna get back to the chart and what we were doing on the chart. So right here, so what we're basically gonna help you understand is how to read the Japanese candlesticks. So what I'm gonna do is through the course of maybe 4 or 5 classes. That's not gonna take much. Um, what I'm going to help you understand is how to read this and how to mark this up for yourself. That way you can understand how to properly mark up a chart and be able to profit. Like for instance, if you're taking a look at this preferred buy, what I'm going to help you understand is how to calculate your points for let's say you entered right in this area up to this area. That's about 144 points. So that in the market, realistically, just so you can see what it would be like to catch 144 points, it would be, let me just type it up for you. That way you can see it. 1 cent. So 1 cent on 144 points would look like this. It would be $14.40. So on 0.01, obviously you're going to be able to leverage at different places. And what you're going to be able to do is, hold on, let me.
Sorry, bro. I didn't realize my.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I was going to do it right now. Um, so 1 cent is going to be somewhere around 100, or I should say 11, say 140. So $14, and we'll say 40 cents. And then the second entry. So this is the part you can probably write down. That way you can start seeing how the leverage works. And then that would be 10 cents. So 10 cents, that would be equivalent to obviously $1 a point. So on 144 points, you would see obviously $144. So this one would be $144. And then what's cool about this is you don't have to be really smart to make a lot of money. You just have to know how to like count money and just do this stuff. That's what I liked about my mentor saying that. That's what kind of appealed me to this stuff. And I was like, okay, I think I think I could actually do this for myself. So this right now, for instance, on $1, this is where it's going to be a standard, and I'll write this out for you so you can write this out. And then if you want, like I said, I'll have this on the replay so that I'll send it to you. I'll send you the first clip and then this clip. So if you missed anything, you can just rewatch it and take note of it. But other than that, bro, it's going to be pretty simple on the leverage. You're going to obviously trust yourself a little bit more in the markets as you start leveraging more and more and more. This stuff is simple, bro. What I want to say is like, just when every time I break something down on the chart, just take note of it, do the best you can to make sense of it, and then ask questions. Even if you feel like the question is like, irrelevant. Even if you're like, oh my God, I feel like I shouldn't ask this. Just ask it anyways. Because chances are that, whatever simple question is on your mind, I might just be able to help you out with, and it just makes complete sense after that. It might be a scheduling thing. It might be, something that you want to see in your life, whatever the case may be. So that right there on the side right there is going to be your leverage, okay? So that's basically the move that we would have caught. There was 144 points. On 1 cent, you would see $14.40. And then on 10 cents, you would see $144 and obviously some change. That's just rounding it up, obviously. I'm not being very, very like precise because like I was mentioning to you guys earlier, you don't need to be very smart to make money. You just need to be smart enough to see opportunity and take it, which is why I appreciate you for being on this call, Eric. It means a lot to me, to be able to help you out, because I know that when I first started doing something like this, which is about 3 years ago, I started through like an MLM company. They brought me into the concept of understanding, like, the terminology. And then I've evolved since then, and I opened up my own firm, and it's an education company. What I like to do is I like to work with people one-on-one. So all this stuff is not supposed to make sense all at once. Um, so a lot of this stuff is not supposed to make sense all at once. And like I said, you can catch this on the replay. It's okay if you miss something. I'm gonna replay it for you and send you the replay. And I'm also gonna put it on YouTube. Okay. I'm just making this a little bit more personal because I know that this means a lot to you. So this is something that I wanted you to write down. What is on the green box if you're just hopping on because whatever network connections we had. Just go ahead and write that down. That's on your screen, and I'm just gonna revisit that topic just really quickly. Okay, so the one cent that you guys see there on 144 points would be $14.40. Okay, and then the 10 cents that you see there would be $144, and obviously some change. And then the one standard, which would be the $1, that would be $1,400. Obviously, it'd be a little bit more. I'm not being so specific on that topic. Why? Because you don't need to be really smart to make money. Like I had just mentioned to you guys, you just need to be smart enough to recognize opportunity and take it. That's why I appreciate you for being on this call, Eric, and then also Francisco as well. Because you're gonna learn something through this call that I say a lot of the same things over and over and over. Why? Because I want this to be a part of your lifestyle. If this is something that you're, looking to do, if you're looking to do this, you can do this while you're at work. You don't have to stop doing what it is that you're doing at work. Just do your analysis about, 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day on the stuff that we work on the one-on-ones, because the one-on-ones are to help cut the learning time. That's why I like to share these videos with you guys. That way you guys can get introduced to the charts, and not so much by face. And then for the people that are, um, wondering also where I get this information, because it's going to be recorded, obviously, and put on YouTube. Um, Forex calendar. What I like to do is plan my days and my weeks around the Forex calendar, because a lot of these red folders have really good breaks for the economies that we trade, like USD JPY, for instance. That's the pair that we were just looking at. USD has the CPI, the consumer price index. A lot of these terminologies are not so important as what I noticed to understand, as much as the percentages that it drops and that increases. And then, like I had mentioned to you in the first video, if you didn't catch that, the academy to write down is www.everythingfx.com. And again, I'm just basically a product of the people that created this product. We were able to get their mentorship. They have a course that's called Astro Effects. What I like to do is work with the people one-on-one, to help them understand the education from Everything FX to the Forex Factory to the Trading View. So the last website that I wanted you to write down is www.tradingview.com. And what you're going to do is you're going to mark up your analysis on TradingView, and you're going to apply it on MetaTrader 4. So the app we had you download earlier today, that's the app that we're going to, trade your currencies off of, and that's going to be on your phone. You probably already kind of been, maybe looking at it. That's actually going to look like this when you profit. It's going to be up there. So you're going to have your folder. So I'm going to be able to help you on your, history, how to look at that stuff when you close out of your trades, how you enter your trades, how to read the numbers, how to just stick to certain coordinates, certain areas. So all the stuff that you may have a question on, I will cover as much of that as possible. And then all the stuff that you have a question on, bro, what I want you to do is just ask me a question. Just do a little bit of your own research on the Academy, Everything FX, and Forex Factory. A lot of the stuff that I've learned from there. And then obviously I paid $1,500 for the course that I purchased. I obviously don't charge $1,500 for any course. I do have a small one-time investment that we'll go over, later on once Amanda reaches out to you after this call. For now, what I want to do is help you set up your schedule. So one thing I want you to write down is have a schedule for yourself. So for instance, if you don't see yourself trading on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, then just block those days off and then trade on Thursdays. The reason I say that is because it's easy to not trade, but it's also easy to trade and lose all of your money because you're eager to trade and you're like, oh my God, but I need to make this money. And you make those decisions impulsively, which, a lot of the trainers that, I've had have recommended me not to do, which is why I encourage you to, follow your rules. So you'll start understanding how to set up your own rules. I have all this stuff in the forex groups that I set up. So we're gonna add you if you have a Facebook to one of our forex groups, and then just involve you in our community. And then if you have any questions from there, I can help you out there. That's where I help out a lot of our friends that are on there that are trading. That just makes it easier for me and the team that we have. Because just a little brief bio on when I started this. I started this, like I had mentioned to you, about 3 years ago through that MLM company before the video cut off. Um, and then I started my own company through that because I got enough literacy. I got personal training. I was able to mark up my own charts, document my own trades, and obviously I was able to become profitable through it. That's the main thing, because you don't want to be listening to somebody that's just marking up charts and doesn't really know how to help you become profitable in the markets. This is why I always have people invest, because you're investing into your education. You're not investing into me, you're investing into you. And that's how I look at it, because a lot of the times I've given this information out for free, but it just doesn't make sense to people. But what makes sense to people is you helping somebody understand how it is that you can grow your economy, as well as help every single person on that's on board stay on board. And what do I mean by that? Through the timing, because a lot of the times we have different timings in life, right? Like we have work, we have different schedules, and we ask certain questions in the calls that I have set up at 11, 2 nights a week, and then at 4:30 a.m. for the London session, and New York session, and then the nightcap is London session and Tokyo. So those are the nights that I also do the live setups. But those setups are more for the setup. It's the quick entry, the sniper entries. You're in my Telegram group after you invest into your program, which I set up for you. It's a one-on-one coaching. Once you don't need me, obviously, this is what I want. You obviously start doing your own thing. You start evolving, and then we start talking about different business after that point. Because maybe you're wanting to become your own bank, because that's essentially what you're going to become through this. You're going to become your own bank. You're going to cut out the middleman. The middleman is essentially what's taking all of our profits away. We have a lot of flexibility in the forex markets. This is a market that never sleeps. It's literally a $6.4 trillion a day market that you can tap into. And with the literacy of learning how to use your strategy that the academy and I will help you set up. You'll be able to become profitable. You'll be able to understand what it is that you need to do, to make $200. Like I just made $200 right before this call. And this is not something that, I make for income disclosure purposes. Obviously past profits aren't guaranteed future profits. And obviously my profits aren't your profits, because I don't know how hard you're going to work at this. I don't know, your work ethic, because a lot of people do say, I'm going to come into this and I'm going to commit to this, and then they quit because they'd rather, go chase the fast money, which is go work a job, but I know that, for the people that are on this call, like you guys are serious about this because we've talked, and I know that, Francisco and Eric, you guys are awesome and amazing people. I know Francisco, I've known you for a while. You've stayed committed to this, and we're ready to grow. And you're seeing how, one thing is helping you evolve in another thing. And this is a market that truly, truly has a way of blessing you in a way that, no other market has the ability to do that. And that's just because of the power of your leverage and what you're able to do with, 1 cent. Because you guys saw that 1 cent could potentially make you $14 on 140 points, and you got points going up and down. This market's going up and down every day. You just understand where it is that you like to be as a trader, whether it's an intermediate trader, which is somebody that just goes in and out, a position trader, whether it's a swing trader. You have different styles of trading, so that's something that you evolve into. Okay. And if you have any questions, obviously just chat in the chat box if you have the questions. But I hope that's kind of making sense to you, because what I want a lot of you guys to understand that there's going to be a lot of psychology behind this. So what I want to introduce you guys to is the ability to have a lot of personal discipline. I know this is something that we're like, yeah, I'm good at that. I love holding myself accountable. But I've realized that, when you start asking yourself like certain why questions, like, why do I do that? You start realizing that you are also, still growing as a person. Like we never stop growing. as people. And I realize that this market brings that out of you because sometimes you'll take a loss. I haven't taken many losses, and not understood in a while. So that's good. But you still, like, when you lose, you're like, I shouldn't have entered at this time, this timing. I should have, you start organizing your brain, and that's just unique because you start playing life that way too when challenges come your way. And that's what I love about this the most, because my connection with God, like we had discussed this morning, Eric, was amazing because I've been able to take myself from this level to the next level. And I can say it's surely because of, God and his grace and everything that I've been allowed to, endure and experience, because I realize that we're all given the same talent and ability, but it's what we choose to do and how we choose to maximize our talent and ability. Because, as people, what we want to understand is how it is that we can help others evolve, and how it is that we can help others understand this a lot quicker than, per se, I did it when I first started. Because when I first started, I got introduced to the concept and the terminology. I didn't get a walkthrough like this. So what I decided to do is I was like, you know what? Anybody that's deciding to start something like this, I want them to have a similar setup like this. So I set this up for you, Eric, and obviously Francisco and your friend, but obviously for whatever reasons he was at work and things happen, and I understand. This is why this is pre-recorded, because people, do want to learn about this skill set, and they just don't know how to start, and they want somebody to guide them, maybe for the first, 5, 6 trades, 8 trades. I have my program designed to 8 sessions. So eight sessions, step by step, with these video calls, with me breaking these charts down. That should be enough incentive, if you do it correctly, to put you in the right position to become a successful trader. Obviously, you're going to have your losses in the market, and that's where we're going to capitalize on having our trading journal. What were we doing? What was our environment like? Because those are things that I want you guys to dock down. Um, Obviously, God being first, and all the things that you do. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So whatever it is that you hope for, I want you guys to hold that image in your brain, and really hold that image. Because if you haven't heard this before, chances are that you probably um, are never going to hear it if you step out of this realm, these talks, somewhere else. Simply because a lot of people out in life are figuring things out. They're helping themselves try to figure things out in life. They don't really know how cash actually works. They don't actually know how the cash flow actually was designed. But fortunate, and that's why I say, thanks to God's grace, I've been able to put myself in positions to where I was able to learn from wealthy people on how to even present myself with this information. So that's why I'm glad and I'm thankful that you guys are on this call, because I can share this concept with you guys, and I can help make the most sense of it as possible. Obviously, you're gonna have to take your own steps to become that person for yourself, whatever it is that you see yourself seeing for your life. Like, for instance, are you wanting to become a writer? Do you want to be a speaker? Do you want to just be a trader and maybe educator to your family? Do you want to, like, own banks, businesses? Because this essentially is going to put you in a position to own banks. This is your own bank. You own your own economy. That's what this is. So let me just, clarify that. That's exactly what this is. Instead of you having a bank, you set up your bank through you, right? So this is why you learn how to trade your money, because this is what banks are doing, guys. What we simply have done is we've taken Wall Street to Main Street. And what I've done over the course of the last 3 years, is I myself have mastered, the skill set to the most of my abilities, to where I can say, look, I've been able to make, a couple, thousand to 10,000 to, 50,000, $60,000, just for income disclosures. I'm, like I said earlier, just because I made that money doesn't mean you're going to make that money in the markets. But just as a incentive to you guys, this is something that's possible, because I remember I started with like $50 on a trading account. For the people that, think that you need a lot to invest, you don't need a lot to invest. You just need to, you have the smarts to understand what it is that's going to actually truly help you guys in this journey, and honestly be open and honest with yourself and what it is that you're doing as a person. So do this for you. That's one thing I want you to always remember. Do this for you. And a lot of the people tell me, like, I've heard this before, Isaiah, I know, but there comes a time where difficult times come into your life. Like when, I met Eric in California, and nothing was going for me as far as, like, what I thought, as far as, like, like finances, and I of course I believe, but it's challenging to see where you're seeing, see what you're seeing and not see that break of daylight. But he was like a break of daylight because I remember just doing what I'm doing now, but I was doing it in person. And I was like, you know what? This is how you build up to those levels because a lot of people need to hear about this, but they need to hear about this in person. So if I don't become this person of value to the people that I'm approaching on a daily basis, then how can, I become a person of value online? It just wouldn't make sense. So we took ourselves on a journey to, meet a lot of people in LA, and thankfully we were able to meet people like him. And we're excited about, getting you on board. And obviously Amanda's going to get all the steps going for you. That way, you're able to make a smooth transition, and you're able to have all the things verified that we're trading live together, because that's the whole point of the sessions. All the education you can get for free on everything FX, and obviously I'm going to share a couple of books with you as well on trading. That way you can have those for you, for yourself. That way you're feeling a little bit more confident about your investment and your decisions. Because when I first started, it was challenging for me to just understand through a period of time, because you have work and then you have people that are going to be like, oh, are you serious? You're doing that? Oh my God. Well, hopefully it works for you. And it's like, bro, what do you mean? And then you start hearing these things, and then it affects your trading. And then you're really like in a position to where you're like, oh my God, I probably shouldn't be listening to these people. I'm not saying that you're having that now, but just for future reference, that's something that I have to look out for in my own personal life, and I'm just sharing that as an experience. Be you, obviously, in the markets. Be you in everything that you do. So if you have aspirations to, set up your own little talk show, your own little podcast, be you, be authentic, talk truth, talk everything for that time being, for however long it is that you're setting up your sessions or whatever it is that you're setting up. Be focused into that and only that in that time frame. And what I mean by that is, like, don't be on your phone if you're meant to be on a call. Like, that's why a lot of the times I don't even answer calls, because I'm personally developing, not because I'm being rude. It's more like I'm personally developing for people that are coming into this and that are new to this, and I'm putting myself in their shoes as a person of value. What would I like to see that person understand, and that's where I love to always be that person for you guys, as a coach, as a leader, as a trainer, as a friend. That's what I love being. Breakdown. So how did we get here? How did we get to this point? So we arrived at this point by basically just believing. It's crazy that I say this because there's no magic to this. It's just like believing in yourself, telling yourself you love yourself every day, no matter what circumstances come your way, no matter what adversary comes your way. Just tell yourself, you know what, I need to continue doing this, because there's a lot of the times that people aren't going to see what you like to see. But, like, hey, if you don't like me, I like myself. I already like me. Just always remember that. I already like me. I don't need you to like me. God already likes me. God loves what I do, and God loves and approves of everything that I'm living. Yeah, it may not be perfect, but guess what? Perfection is not going to keep me away from God, because God already loves me. With me being the way I am, I'm striving to be better, yes, and I don't need to be perfect. I can be myself. That's why I share that with you guys. Discipline yourself to save a fixed percentage of money. Okay, so I got 10 minutes on this call. That way I can wrap it up here in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so write this down. Discipline yourselves to save a fixed percentage monthly on your savings. Okay, that way you can use that money to put into your broker. That way you're growing your broker that way as well. What I did is I grew 5%, and then I grew it to 10, and then I grew it to 15. Okay, and then that's just where it's set at now. For now, obviously you can grow, you can adjust, you can do what you need to do, and then learn how to live off of 75% of your earnings. So whatever you're earning, 75% to 70%. That way you have extra money, so that you can put into your forex market, and you can grow it that way. Or if you want to do more than that, you can do more than that. That's just up to you, but just have rules to that. That way you stick to them, because this is a game, you versus you. I can share as much information as possible, but if you don't apply this to you, it just simply won't work. I've seen this happen over and over and over and over. And this is not to discourage anybody. This is just so everybody just does what they need to do. Just write your stuff, make it simple, but actually apply yourself. This is not to scare anybody away, but this is just being real and transparent. Um, so what we look for is essentially people that don't cheat themselves. Like if you guys have ever played sports, I love people that don't cheat themselves. You know, like if nobody's watching you doing suicides, if you guys have ever done suicides, those are like basketball workouts. You go basically, you go from baseline to free throw line, baseline, half court line, and you go back to baseline, and you go back to the other free throw line on the other side of the court, and then you go back to baseline, and then you go baseline to baseline, and then that's your suicide. So, like, what I like to describe this as is most people, what they like to do is they don't like to touch the line. Like, don't be that person that doesn't like to touch the line and go all out and fully go into this skill set. Because what I have seen is a lot of people go back to work to go work 5 or 6 jobs just to make money that way, rather than give themselves a period of time of saying, you know what, for the next 9 months, 9 to 12 months, I'm going to learn the skill set, and even if it takes me 5 to 10 years to become a millionaire trader, $1 million a move, then hey, that's what I'm going to do. Because I have seen people in this industry, guys, mentors of mine, that make $1 million a move. They make 40 moves a month, and they make about $40 million a month, guys, from just trading forex and cryptocurrencies and obviously other commodities. And that's just obviously again another income disclosure. Their profits are not going to be your profits, guys. What we teach you guys is how to fish for yourself, right? We don't give you a fish, we teach you how to fish. So that's what we do here at Mindset You Trade. So what we do is, like I had mentioned to you guys earlier, is we break down these sessions into 8 sessions that are about 45 minutes, like this video. But we're not going to be talking about the same thing. We're going to be obviously breaking your program down and your psychology through everythingfx.com, which is our free academy. And what you're going to be investing into, obviously, is your education, and get with Amanda and some of our other consultants so that you can get a little bit more information on how it is that you can get involved for you and maybe possibly for your family and whoever else is interested in doing this with you. We have 4 calls a week for everyone that are trading calls, live trading calls. Obviously, those are aside from your one-on-one sessions. Those are for everybody to join and take part of. And those are calls that I would love for everybody to take notes on. Okay. And these are 4 nights a week, 2 nights like tonight. They're at 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then we have another call at 4:30 a.m. Or actually, I'm going to do it at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that is the London, New York session. And the 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, that one is the London, Tokyo session. And then tomorrow we'll be doing a call at not tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday. We'll be doing a call at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard, or I should say 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that'll be again at 11. And then we'll be doing a Thursday morning call at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for the again London and New York session. And again, if you want to write this down, Francisco, the Tokyo and London session is from 11 to about like 3 a.m. your time. And then the New York session is from, I think you wrote this earlier, but it cut off and stuff. It's from 5 your time to about maybe 8 a.m. All right. So let me just answer some of your guys' questions right now, and then just wrap it up. I appreciate you guys for being so patient, and I appreciate you guys for your time. Perfect, bro. Appreciate you. So I appreciate you guys for your time. I will add you to our community. So for the people in this group that, like I mentioned earlier, and I add you to our community that we know where we post, where we, gather, where we, ask our questions. That way you guys don't feel like, I don't, want to talk to you guys when you guys message me one-on-one, because it just takes me a while to get through all my messages. That's why I do that, because my group is first. So I obviously look at the groups. That's all that I look at. And the Telegram, like I was sharing with one of our teammates earlier, Francisco, that's going to be for your hot signals, your ready to go signals. And I'm going to walk you through all this stuff. Okay. I just, what I need from the people coming in is just have your questions, be patient, and take everything step by step. This process should take you, less than 90 days to start understanding. Like, honestly, like like that's why I say it's about 8 sessions, about 2 months. In the 3rd month, you should be profiting as a trader. You should be understanding how to go in and out. But it takes obviously a little bit of commitment from you, and you staying disciplined to what it is that you need to be doing as a person. You will also get like I mentioned, the Telegram sessions. Those are your sniper sessions. Okay. So what we believe in is in reasons. Okay, or not reasons, results. Because a lot of people, what they say is they have a good reason, right, for everything. But what I've realized is that when I stopped making reasons for my life started having a lot of results. Like I started meeting really, really cool people. Just touching back on Eric a little bit, I love meeting Huskies, and that just was one of the things that to me was like, oh my God, I'm on the right path. Like it was so crazy how like it just happens. It's the magic of the stories that happen along the way. Like Francisco, we met in Las Vegas for the first time, and that was one of the things that was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Stacia, that hopped on the call, that she was like one of the people that was at our event in Miami a long time ago. For it seems like it was like 2 years ago, but it was like really cool interacting with her at the airport, and it was really cool interacting with Eric and Francisco that are on this call, just for the simple reason that you love sharing this with people, and those same people that you share it with, they're passionate about their life and what they got going on. And that's what I get excited about, because this is simply a money magnet. This is what Forex is. This is your one-on-one for money. This is something they should have taught us in school, guys. Like seriously, they should have taught us this in school. They should have told us, you know what, you're going to be going to school to learn decimals so that you can apply them in the Forex market so that you can be successful. Instead, they have people like me, which is pretty cool now, either way, online coaching and setting up services for other people. So I appreciate you guys for being on this call. If you guys have any questions, like I said, reach out to myself or Amanda. Thank you guys for taking the time of your day. I appreciate you guys' time. I understand that time is one of the most valuable commodities that you'll ever own on this earth, and I will never, ever take any of it, but simply give you value every time that you guys spend time on a call with me. God bless you guys and take care. I appreciate you guys again. Thank you guys for being on this call. And then message us on our page. That way we can go ahead and go from there. That way we can start adding you from there and getting you involved in the next steps that you need to take. That way you can fund your account and then share your investment with us and be able to move forward. Okay. God bless you guys and take care.